Hello there. Today we are going to talk about full service interior design pricing models. Which ones can actually make you money? Which ones will almost guarantee that you lose money? And which one is right for you? That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm Nancy Ganzekaufer, business coach and body language trainer to interior designers and other creative entrepreneurs. And today I want to teach you something new. It truly is the number one question I get from interior designers is like, how do I price myself properly? I want to do full service design and I just don't know how to do it. I am sometimes pricing myself hourly. Then I listen to other people and they're doing flat fee. Some people do hybrid. Some people figure it out based on square footage. So what is right for your business, right? What is right for you? Before I get started, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you will get notified of my new videos. Now, let's dive in and talk about all the different service models, pricing models, I should say. There are so many factors when you're trying to decide what pricing model works for you, right? So there's where you're located in the world, because I coach designers all over the world in all English-speaking countries. So one, where are you in the world? Number two, how much experience do you have in interior design? Number three is how good is your service, right? Are you a high-touch interior designer? Are you more hands-off? Do you offer different service models for different needs? Do you have a team? Don't you have a team? Are you extremely accessible or are you not? All these things make a difference, but I will tell you the number one thing that makes the biggest difference in your pricing structure and your pricing models, the ones that will make you money, is your confidence. Your confidence in yourself, in your business, in your pricing model is going to make the biggest difference in the world. So besides hourly, another way I see a lot of designers trying to charge their clients is by square footage. I have to tell you, square footage I have a big problem with because I'm sorry, you often have to have helping them select the paint, the lighting, the flooring, the sofa, the chairs, the tables, refinishing their fireplace sometimes, their artwork, their window treatments. And if the living room is slightly bigger or slightly smaller, there's really no change in the amount of work you have to do for slight changes in square footage. So if it's a smaller living room, but you're still making the same selections and you still require the same industry partners to come in and help you, how does it make sense to charge by square footage? If it's 100 more square feet, you make more money, even though the exact same amount of things have to be selected and done. Is it 200 square feet more? Is there a whole separate focal point within that room? Then okay, but just a straight square footage fee for your pricing model often leaves you without being paid properly and without making a profit on that job. So I'm not crazy about the square footage when it comes to residential interior design for sure. So let's dive in and talk about all the different pricing models for full service design that I have seen, and I'm sure there's more that I haven't seen. So number one, straight hourly. This is something that a lot of people do. It is usually a business model that does make you money, but the complaints and how hard it is to track your hours is something that really gets to most interior designers. And I totally get it, right? It's hard to keep track of your hours while you're thinking about a job when you're driving or in the shower or you're in a showroom working on lots of different clients at the same time. And those apps or writing down how many hours, it's freaking annoying, but it may be necessary. So listen on as I go through other business models and tell you the one that I highly recommend for most interior designers. Before I tell you my secret sauce, my hybrid model that I teach, let me also talk about like competitive pricing, meaning you have a secret shopper, call other designers in your area and find out what they actually charge. Or maybe you see it on their website if you're lucky and they are silly enough to put it on their website, because that is not something I recommend for most designers either, but that's another video. if you're looking at your competition and saying, I want to make sure I am in the pack and make sure I am charging the same as everybody else, I'm going to tell you, there's no glory in being the cheapest in the market. There's no glory in even being in the pack. The glory is being the most expensive, the most exclusive, with the best service model you can possibly muster. So you have to decide for yourself, is that your goal or is that not your goal? And if it's not, there's a pricing model for you too. But I want you to consider what I'm saying. Less clients, more money will make a happier life for you, more well-balanced life, and one that keeps you kind of liking your job still instead of wanting to quit and work for somebody else at some point in the future. So if straight hourly is a difficult thing for you and square footage is probably not really smart in most cases, what does that leave you with? Well, you could go flat fee, right? Flat fee, I'm going to just charge $20,000 for the entire job. But guess what? I've done that before, or I've heard other designers doing that before. And when they get to the project management portion, where you have to rely on industry partners, the supply chain, other people to help you get through the job, like contractors, and then the client starts changing their mind, suddenly that flat fee is not looking so appealing because you've charged a flat fee and the client is changing their mind, or the contractor opens up a wall and finds something wrong, or the furniture comes in damaged and you have to do 3 to 5 or 10 extra phone calls. Suddenly your flat fee is diminishing where you thought you were a $150 an hour designer. And if you were to, at the end of the job, figure out how much you actually make, you'll realize that, geez, I didn't make a lot of money. I literally have done this with thousands of interior designers, like analyze their profitability on their jobs. And when they charge a flat fee, but also at least loosely track your hours, because you should be doing that. Otherwise, you don't really know what you make hourly. They find out that they're only making $35, $40 an hour. And sometimes that makes you start to think, well, why don't I just work for somebody else? This is stupid. And I don't want that for you. I think flat fee kind of has this Pollyanna feeling to it. Well, if I can just come up with the right flat fee, I'm going to make so much more money and I don't have to track my hours. I'm going to give you a little secret. Track your hours anyway. Track them, because how do you know if your flat fee is good unless you then compare it to how many hours that job is taking you? How many weeks, how many months, how many years, how many hours within that week, months, and years have you spent? I can't tell you how many times, time and time again, interior designers come to me and say, well, I charge a flat fee because that's what I was taught when I took this other course, or I worked with this other coach. And I'm still like running ragged. And at the end of the year, I don't feel like I'm making enough money for my efforts. And I'm like, yeah, because you're probably right. You're not. Flat fee is only for people who are extremely experienced, know their numbers, and usually in the luxury markets. So if that's not you, keep on listening. The goal is always to work on your mindset first. What will feel right to you? What helps you put your head down on a pillow at night? That you are charging properly to the client, that you're making the money you deserve, but you're not overly charging the client either. So there's always a balance there. I like the balance of the hybrid model. I teach it to all my clients. My Profit Insiders for Interior Designers is my group program. And often when you first start out in that program, I hear a lot of things like, I can't see that working. Really? Does that work? And I'm like, 100% of the clients, the interior designers who coach with me, start out by changing their business model to this hybrid model when they're doing full service design. So it works. It honestly works. Tell me in the comments, have you ever tried the hybrid model? The hybrid model goes like this. It's a flat fee for the design phase. Everything from when the client says, yes, I want you to work on my project, to when you are having them sign off on the mood board and the products with the price that the next phase to finish the job will actually cost them. That is the design phase. That is when you're thinking about the design of their room. That is when you're meeting your industry partners to get their pricing. You're doing all your selections and getting everything priced out and presenting 1 or 2 mood boards to your client and saying, do you like this? This is what I came up with. And after maybe 1 or 2 modifications, you get their sign off. That is the end of the design phase. So I do want you to have a hybrid model, a flat fee for the design phase. But when you enter that project management phase, we know that that's where everything can go wrong. Contractor opens up a wall, they find stuff they didn't expect. There's more decisions to be made than you thought because something came up while the window treatment person was hanging the window treatments. And you decided to make more site visits because the client is uptight and you want to hold their hand through it. Or you get a furniture delivery that is damaged and now you have to make extra phone calls, maybe make a return, reorder, maybe something's even out of stock. Oh, we know the project management phase is the phase where everything can go haywire. So in that project management phase is when I want you to switch to hourly. Yes, hourly, and I know you hate tracking your time, but it's really essential for you to be paid your worth and to be able to keep that excitement and motivation up through the end of the design process for you not to be feeling like I am working for nothing. We don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. This is not the way you should be working. You are an entrepreneur. And if you make up your mind, because it all starts up here, that you deserve to be paid your worth, you're going to know right away that during that project management phase is where you probably lose most of your money. Okay, so let me summarize. Straight hourly definitely has a role in your pricing models and in your service models, but for full service design, I don't recommend it. Square footage, go back and listen to that part again. I do not like a square footage calculation for residential interior design at all. I think that it often does not reflect everything that could happen in that job, and it almost ends up being a flat fee, which I also don't recommend until you are really knowing your numbers and very experienced, and that we know when you set a flat fee that you are going to make what you need to in your firm. And then I also do not agree with competitive pricing, meaning you're looking at what everyone else is charging and you're just charging the same. I want you to be different. I also want you to know what service you provide to your clients and the value of it. And I want to make sure you get paid for the hours that you're working. So I recommend the hybrid model. It's a flat fee for the design phase, and it's an hourly fee when you hit the project management side, all the way to those finishing touches. This is the model that is going to make sure you always make enough money. I recently was speaking to one of my clients and she said, oh my God, I made all the money that I expected to make this year. All the money I hoped to make is what I should have said. When she first came to me, she said, I asked her, like, what is your goal? Like, what are you trying to do with me as your coach? And she said, well, I'd like to make a little bit more money. And I said, okay, how much? And she said, 50,000? And I went, oh my goodness, like, no, you work really hard. You're an experienced designer. You've been in business for a while. We may be ramping up your business, but I want to make sure that you make at least 100,000 net. And she's like, is that possible? I'm like, absolutely, it's possible. And then we started diving into her pricing model. We quickly switched her to the hybrid model. And literally yesterday, she had a session, shared her QuickBooks screen with me because she was so excited when her accountant told her she hit 110,000 net. That is what she actually made in her business, her profit, not her gross, which is everything that came in. And guess how many full service clients she had for the entire year? 3. Yes, 3. She only had 3. And we did look and realize that there were other service models. Her ladder of services does include designer for a day and designer on call, which is an hourly package. I will talk about that in future videos. But primarily, it was that she priced herself right for her 3 full service design jobs. And she made her goals. And you can too. If this video was helpful, please subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notified of my new videos. I want all of you to make money. This is the goal for me. It is really the focus that I want to reach more and more designers to get you to be charging your worth. Part of the way I do this, and I'd love you to join my private Facebook group. As of right now, my private Facebook group is growing rapidly. We're almost at 8,000, and I would love you to be part of it if you're not. So join the Interior Design Business Forum. The link is below. It's free. It's where you help each other. You support each other, and I weigh in and help as well. I give lessons in there every single week, so I hope to see you there. Let me know if this video was helpful to you and what pricing model is working for your business, Or if you're in a pricing model that's not working, tell me that too, and tell me what you think, because this dialogue that we can all do here on YouTube is what's going to help you get to the next level. And that's my goal. Go have a great day.